Good evening, my wonderful gentlemen, lovely MBs and ladies. It is I, Justice. I return back with some rather wonderful news for all of you. Your most favorite game, the game you love of all time, the game you spent your childhood, adulthood, your deathbed on playing, has finally released for everyone to play, my lads. It's a great day, but wait. What are those screams we hear off on the distance? What the hell are those? Gatekeepers. Hey, what's going on, you lot? I've had a lot on my mind as of recently, and specifically with the new news that the long-awaited, highly acclaimed series of Persona, and most specifically Persona 5, because that game has had a long history of being sought out by other consoles. But today, well actually, I think it was yesterday, on the date that I'm recording this, it's been announced that Persona 3, 4, and 5 are releasing on all major consoles, including PC. Holy shit, this is actually really cool. I'm not as excited as I feel other people are and should be, mostly because I've already played those games for years to come. I'm just really excited that other people get to play them as well. I've seen nothing but cries of joy and happiness from other people who are also happy that new players get to be introduced into this world of Persona and get to play these games for the first time. But the internet is going to be the internet, and when there are happy people, there are equally as angry people. And it's just gotten me thinking a bit. What's up with gatekeeping? What goes into the mindset, I think the earliest days of gatekeeping that I can remember, and I unfortunately also contributed to this keeping of said gates, would have to be console wars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I will openly, well, actually, this is the second time I've said this, so if you're an avid viewer of mine, you already know this. I was openly a console war participant. Even though my first console ever, the first console I ever played, was the original Xbox, I have since been converted into a certified PlayStation nigga. So I remember in the days of elementary through middle school, in high school I stopped that shit, I would be on the playgrounds fighting against people who held the other consoles. Nintendo fans, Xbox fans, I hated them all. I'm sorry. I'm in a very playful mood right now, and excuse my eccentricness. But the thing is, lads, I was a child. Like I said, I was in middle school, I was in elementary. But I remember at that time I would watch podcasts and I would watch videos from YouTubers at the time that I was fans of. And I'm remembering these dudes were 25, 30-year-old grown-ass men arguing about pieces of fucking plastic. Having battles about which game is better, Halo or Uncharted. Is Mario Super Soakers the best game of all time? And they would literally get into arguments. And I mean, these guys would fall out and these guys would freaking lose friendships and resent each other over $60 forms of entertainment. Looking back at it, it's sad. I've long since left the console wars type deal because I just really find it hella corny. I'm not really going to explain what I mean by this because I don't want this video to turn into that type of thing. And honestly, I think I'm going to record a video at a later time where I kind of discuss this a bit. But I always kind of felt like console wars were like baby political debates for kids and grown-ass adults that don't want to talk politics. And I'm not gonna get into what I mean by that, but if you really listen to politics for a second, I remember back when politics first became a real big thing for the younger generation, well, my generation to get into. I remember listening to it for a second and I was all like, what the fuck? You niggas sound as stupid as the fucking console war niggas. Wait, This is literally the same thing. I'm not gonna get into it, but bro, when you peep how similar the political debates are and freaking console war debates are, you would be surprised at how fucking ridiculous this whole entire shit is. Anyways, enough about politics. Let's talk about the fucking games. So gatekeeping. At the end of the day, we're all gamers. Let's just keep it a full stack. We're all gamers. We all love this medium of entertainment that we call gaming. But some of us want to hold on to a specific identity that kind of centers around a certain company or a certain IP or a favorite game that we have. I don't know a history of gatekeeping in gaming, but I thought the most similar example of what's happened to the Persona series is very akin to what happened to Final Fantasy in the 90s. Think about how Final Fantasy first started out as a Nintendo product. I do not remember what the original Final Fantasy game came out on. Please excuse me, I'm in my car recording this video, not in front of my PC, so I can't exactly look it up. So let's just say the NES. The first couple Final Fantasy games came out on the NES or whatever freaking Nintendo console was out at the time. It was exclusive. Not by contract, I don't believe, but it was mainly only put out on Nintendo consoles. And then the first Final Fantasy to essentially break free of that was Final Fantasy VII, which released first and exclusively on the PlayStation original, the PlayStation 1, which was the new kid on the block. I can only imagine the fucking upset. Yo, imagine the upset of classic Final Fantasy fans that was gatekeeping that series only on Nintendo at the time, and then a new fucking console just comes out of the fucking cut, just takes out the whole entire competition, and Final Fantasy gets ripped away from your freaking clutches. Yo. The gatekeeping in the 90s must have been fucking horrendous. But think about how successful Final Fantasy has been ever since that decision. I mean, Final Fantasy didn't go exclusively to PlayStation after that. It was more or less a free agent in the same way that Persona released purely on the PlayStation consoles, but it wasn't by contract. It was merely by the company's choice. And now in Final Fantasy, it's literally everywhere on every console, and it's still a widely popular game series. Imagine if they really did try to release Final Fantasy VII on the N64 with the freaking 3 or 7 cartridges that they had to make for it to make it playable on the console. We probably wouldn't have games like FF10, freaking 12. I mean, bro, Final Fantasy 13, imagine that game. That would have really... Imagine Final Fantasy 13 on the fucking Wii U. Imagine... Final Fantasy 15 on the Wii U. If they kept that series exclusive, lads, that game would be a shambles. So anyways, back to Persona. And by the way, this video was originally supposed to be mainly about Persona, but because of YouTube things, I kind of wanted to make it a more broadened topic. I'm sorry for clickbaiting you in a sort of way. But hey man, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyways, so back to Persona. I am so damn excited for new people to play this game, to play this series, man. Just, I owe so much of who I am. I owe myself even being here talking to you guys right now in the comfort of my fucking car, in the garage of my damn house. Because of this game because of this series right here, you man. In the fact that these 3 games in particular, were kind of chokehold on PlayStation consoles, and not even in an accessible way. You had to get specific consoles to play these games in the past. The fact that it's being now, it can be accessed by multiple different consoles across the whole entire gaming spectrum, even PC. I am so excited for new fans to just come in and enjoy these games, man. Remembering back in the day when I first got Persona 4, the fucking journey that I went through. For recording this video, I popped in Persona 5 and I played that for a little, Persona 5 Royal, and I played that for a bit. And remembering the first time that I played Persona 5 to the end, when I got that fucking platinum trophy, when I put that game down for the final fucking moment, and I'm all like, there are millions more people who are going to go through that same exact thing. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. And I think it's just so fucking beautiful, you know? I'm just so fucking excited for other people to play these games, and I just feel so giddy inside just knowing that these games that are so loved by people on PlayStation for so many years, and now it's just being accessed by so many different people. It's a wonderful thing. It really is. I had notes. I really did. I was going to go into a whole thing about other games and other game series that are kind of gatekeeped and how they broke free and how successful they've gotten over the years, but I don't think I want to. I think I've really said all that I wanted to. I am a former gatekeeper, now turned gamer lover. Holy fuck, that term sounds really fucked. I'm not gonna say why. Well, I'm really excited I'm really excited that gamers get to experience more games. That's all I have to say. It's been Justice. Thank you for watching. Peace.